Alright, so today I got this working. I have Mario sort of running around in a little sandbox environment with p5js. So what I've got is his model moving around from I ported over my animation stuff from the other sketch, and the camera that follows him, and you can adjust the camera by moving the mouse. So you can take a look at the code. So the preload loads all the objects to draw Mario's body, just like before. We have the Mario object. The only thing that we're really using here right now is I think location. And then we've got the rig. Let me collapse stuff as I go here. Okay. So how I handled the player input is this Keysdown object, and this has within it 3 properties, which are arrays. So this is forward, backward. This is left, right. This is the vector resultant, sort of. So how this works is the Keysdown tracks. This would be W, up, and this would be S for down. This would be A, and this would be D. So when you hit W, this becomes a 1. When you hit S for down, this becomes -1. So their sum would be 0. So if I hit the up and then down at the same time, he just stops moving. Same thing with left and right, or right and left. He'll just stop moving. And I can show you that down here real quick. So key pressed, if key code is 65, which this is left A, and then it will keysdown dot LR. That first element of that array is going to be -1, and then if you hit right, if you hit the D key, similar idea, it becomes 1. Okay. And then, of course, up and down. So this handles the input, and then this is a calculation, which is basically the resultant input vector, you can think of it as. So Keysdown is going to be the sum of forward, backward, and left, right arrays. So it ends up being either like 1, 1, or here, I'll console log it actually. And this is handling the jump. Okay, let's see. Console.log keysdown.v. All right, so I'll go just up, that forward, backward. The forward, backward array results in 1 going up, -1 going down. And then the left-right array is 1 going right, -1 going left. 0 if I hold both down at the same time. All right, and then key released resets the values back to 0. So you can run, stop. Oh God, did I just type something? I think I did. What is this? Just accidentally hit the W key when it was over in this window instead of being over here. Not good. Okay, I think I saved it. All right, so now I need to use this array. It's basically this vector to move Mario. And I want him to move, if I hit left, I want him to always move left, no matter where the camera is rotated. So I'm finding myself wanting to go like this to rotate, instead of just going left and right, like moving a circle, if that makes sense. But I'm probably going to change it to make it not be the mouse, maybe like have separate arrow keys, like I, J, K, L or something to move the camera. Anyway, okay. So next, let's talk about the camera. So create a canvas, WebGL, and make sure you guys can see this. Yep. This sets the perspective. And this is pretty much the default value, except I think it's pi/2 or pi/3 actually. Oh, it's definitely 3. So I think that looks pretty cool. And then you could use that to adjust the camera. If you wanted to like move it in or out, you could just change this value, maybe with like the mouse wheel or something like that, and that would adjust the zoom. So we don't need this. And then we're calling this camera function, which operates on the existing camera. So because it's a WebGL scene, it already has a camera, and I'm just accessing the camera and saying, put it here, point it here, orient it this way. So like if I flip this, it'll be all upside down. Oh, never mind. That's weird. Huh. Oh, you know what? I think I'm calling this. Yeah, I am. So this doesn't take effect because I'm calling this in the draw function here. There we go. Yeah. So this tells it what way is up. If you want it to be like this. Really weird. It's dizzying. Okay. Whoops. So this is camera controls, basically, based on mouse movement, because it changes the location of the camera. and then that's the camera orientation. This location, look at orientation. I'll call it up vector. And you can see I have the, for the position, it's like plus the player's position, and that's what allows the camera to just move with the player. But I think I'm getting some weird behavior as a result of that. You can see it looks pretty choppy when he's in the air. I'm not quite sure why that is yet. I think it might have to do with the fact that the camera is snapping to the player. I think I need some like camera smoothing to like have the camera like slowly follow the player. So that'll be something to work on. Then I have a point light. Here I'm just translating everything after the camera to make it, I kind of like that actually. I don't know. It's just an adjustment. So that Mario's not so centered. Like you do this. Put him way down there. But if you do that, you'd probably then want to maybe not make the camera angle so harsh. Which would require changing some values that I don't want to change right now. So I'm just going to leave it. Okay, now this value, theta, this is the angle of the camera, essentially, right? And this one is the angle of the player movement. So basically just like this. So we're going to have the Keysdown.v is some vector like that's going to point either one of 8 ways, basically. It can be 1, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, negative 1, 1, negative 1, 0, negative 1, negative 1, 0, negative 1, 1, negative 1, and that's it. So whatever that vector is, we need that vector coupled with the camera's vector, and that's going to give us the ability for him to like move left, like camera left, camera right, camera forward, camera back. So that's the idea there. So then Vmag is just the magnitude of that vector, and I normalize it here or force it to a value of 15, which ends up being the speed. Okay, then this is the ground plane. And then I'm moving up to draw Mario. To draw Mario on the ground. And then here, this we calculate player movement. Why do I have two of these? Okay, this only runs once if player jump and they're on the ground, so they can't jump twice. And then this is basically if they're in the air, then do that. Otherwise, force them to be perfectly on the ground. Okay. Here I am drawing Mario's shadow. Which is just a slightly translucent circle that is always directly underneath of him. And move the player. Then from here, the rest is stuff from the previous script for Mario. Just drawing Mario, basically. I wonder what this would look like. Oh, it's too